Norwood Studs Spalding, Bearville Radio Broadcasting. I have to apologize for my rage and living. The friction to what I am up to here infuriates me. I'm sorry. I'm in a ring in a bout, and I get mad when I get hit. I don't know why. Especially when I start getting good, I get mad when I'm hit back. And it ain't helping the fight any at all. And I'm sorry I do that. I don't know what has got me so raged to get cracked by stupidity. Especially creator stupidity. Something can use creator stupidity and slap me around and I go into a fit. Obviously, look at what they're doing in the Middle East. You know what that is? That is angry about creator stupidity. And something is beating the Sam hell out of those people with it. And they're taking it out on each other, and it's the Lord's stupidity, and something's beating them up with it. I get mad too, only it ain't the answer. I also have an understanding, though, and been thankful God, I've passed by some places that remind me the way they're handling it ain't the way to handle it. Thurl McClanahan face jumped right off the page. You talk about a passive individual that's deadlier than a snake. And I mean it. And some deadly snakes are wonderful animals. They're really nice creatures. Doesn't mean when you imply that something's a snake that it's a terrible thing. It ain't. No, it just stays out of sight. It's deadly, and I'll tell you what, don't step on it. No. This man is not real public and bragging. That's what I meant by it. He's very here. Snakes are all around you all the time. They don't get bragging, they don't get public, and they're not terrible creatures at all. They're out of your sight. Period. There's nothing to associate snake with deadly or with sneaky or something evil or something. You're stupid. There's nothing evil about a snake. Why in God's name and lore that something evil got associated with a snake is beyond, like the devil is the snake. Bull poop. The devil and the snake, evil and the snake have nothing to do with each other at all. So your lore is so misleading. As usual, you know what lore does? It refuses to talk about what it wants to talk about. Lore. All your superstition, all your philosophies are running straight away from the accurate going on here. That's why Thurl McClanahan's face jumps. Because he's so more backed up and accurate than anything. He is like a snake. A beautiful snake that you love crawling all over you. I couldn't stand this touch of it except that snake. I could. Wonderful man. Priceless. Deadly. Happy. That's what. Also, are snakes angry? No, they're happy creatures. Very happy. Lovely creatures. Some of them can walk on their tail. You'd swear they have legs. Some of them do. I know there are some sneaky people that I've called snake forever. The other day I called a sneaky creature, or a sneaky human being, a weasel. I was talking to a journalist. He's a newspaper columnist. He reamed my rear end for degrading the weasel. It was pretty funny. I had to stop my tracks and laugh. Oh, brother. How dare you insult the weasel, he said. I said, the weasel's sneaky. Oh, brother, he said, what a dork. Apparently the weasel he knows is to be far more character than break in and eat your eggs. I suppose snakes will break in and eat your eggs, too. Well, what the hell. So Thurl McClanahan is not a snake. Not the best idea to use there. But I'll tell you this much. As wise is he. And the man's face will always ring in my mind as something priceless. Now, something I couldn't live up to. What could you call that? That's wonderful and deadly thing. I guess a human being. Just a normal human being. Very normal. The epitome of normal human. Kind of like Jesus. You think Jesus could play martial arts? Well, in a way. I mean, that some of the remarks they make about what he could do with his hands, kind of like martial arts hands. So Jesus was martial arts, and there you go. That's how these normal people are. They can always do things like that, can't they? Well, I have the envy of normal, and I ain't. That's for sure. I certainly have a great envy for normal, and I appreciate it, and I've learned a lot from it. I just don't think I are because I never disciplined to it, that is for sure. How many have disciplined the normal around here? How many? A human normal is a very disciplined, priceless, wonderful creature. How many made the grade? How many were told they weren't and gave up and wouldn't? Just because they were told they couldn't. That's all. Stop them dead. I'm glad I met Mr. McClanahan because he told me I could, even though I didn't. He certainly told me I could and had no problem, and there was no reason not to. I think that's so about everybody now as I look back and reminisce and confess my failure at living, as I encourage others to hopefully not make the same mistakes. And remember all the options around them is the most important thing I remember now. I never mind my life at all, or your own life, and your contribution to those not yet to live. Who gives a damn about your life? Really doesn't matter. So if anybody asks you how you are, who cares? Your life really doesn't matter compared to what has to happen. Your life doesn't matter. Does it? Do you think the government should consider your life or what has to happen? And all the lives coming. If you were a government representative, would you consider the living or those that have to live and what has to happen for them? And would you want the staff living now to give you a hand with considering what has to happen and what has to happen to them if you're an official person here, caring about the best interest for everybody? Wow, that's a tough job. I have a lot of respect and sympathy for them. How about you? I don't know if I could do it. It's quite a mindset to do something.